I'm Mark Donkins. I'm the founder of Forever Projects, part-time maths teacher, father of 6 and husband to Anna.
Hi, I'm Andrew Wade. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Tibra Capital and I'm also a fundraiser for Forever Projects. At the University of Wollongong, I studied telecommunications engineering.
At UIW, I studied Bachelor of Mathematics and Finance. So after graduating, I became a maths teacher. So my wife and I had also really started to think about what it would look like for our family to be opened up to kids who didn't have that hope of a family of their own. And so as part of that, and also just being keen to have an adventure and live abroad, we moved to Tanzania in 2010 with our 4 and 1-year-old, and we worked at an international school on the southern slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro. And so the teaching background was the actual opportunity or the ticket to be able to get over there and actually work there. But in those years of living and working there, we fostered and eventually adopted 3 more beautiful kids, Shay, Charlie and Jabari. The day that we walked out of the baby home, starting the fostering process with our 3 kids, you walk past like 57 other kids who aren't going to a family. And that is multiplied by hundreds of thousands across that country. And so we started asking what would need to have changed in their and our kids' biological mum's story for them not to have been separated in the first place. At Forever Projects, we're on a mission to help women break the cycle of poverty and create a self-sustaining future. And so funds that are raised from our Forever Projects community here in Australia and increasingly abroad go to local teams in Tanzania, and they work with women through a 12-month program that starts with nutrition for a malnourished infant, involves training and crisis support, and then the caregiver, the mother or the caregiver, like a relative if the mother's tragically passed away, set up in a small business that creates income for that family independently. So within 12 months they've gone from being in the poverty cycle to being empowered and independent. Watch Your Kilimanjaro is our major fundraising event at Forever Projects. So it started with a question we ask all of our community, which is what's in your hands? So we believe everyone has something, whether it's their time, their talent, their money, that they can use and be leveraged for good. So a good friend of mine, Andrew, lives up in Austinmere, and he thought what was in his hands was using his immense strength and energy to climb Sublime Point 20 times in a week.
So Mark at Forever Projects often used the phrase, what's in your hands? So talking with Mark about what that meant, he was like, well, you enjoy going up and down Sublime Point, so perhaps you could try and do that with a purpose. And over a glass of red wine, we discovered that 20 laps of Sublime Point was equivalent in height to Mount Kilimanjaro, and we thought, maybe we've got something here. So Osti Manjaro was born.
People everywhere across New South Wales, the city, everywhere were wanting to get involved, so we rebranded it Watch Your Kilimanjaro. And so in the month of October, people can choose any physical challenge that they like. It's kind of connected to the stats of Mount Kilimanjaro, so it's 6,000 metres in elevation, 220 kilometres around the mountain if you were to walk around it, and 62 kilometres to hike it. And so people might run 62 Ks in a week, or cycle 220 Ks in a month, or do 6,000 push-ups, all kinds of crazy stuff.
I suppose I've always supported different charitable causes, but it's great when you find one that you really understand what they're doing and you can see that impact. There's really not much gap between the support I can raise and it being used on the ground in Tanzania.